Why should any vehicle be stationary on the road? Why is there no speed limit? 2-3 years ago, they said they were going to put speed limit notices on the roads, on the federal roads of Nigeria. We have not seen those federal roads. We should desist from saying Nigeria happened. That it is Nigerians who happened to Nigerians. The man who was driving the car has now been accused by FRSC, the Federal Road Safety Commission, of overspeeding, of reckless driving. And so that's not Nigeria. That is Nigerians happening to Nigerians. And I think that all of us should, take the responsibility that for us to survive in this country, whether you are a big man or you are a struggling man, should look out for each other.
In other news, President Bola Tinubu has spoken by telephone with Nigerian-British boxing star Anthony Joshua following a tragic road accident in Ogun State in which the former heavyweight champion was injured and lost 2 associates. In a statement released by the presidency, President Tinubu, who is currently abroad, said he called to personally convey his condolences, wished Joshua well, and prayed for his recovery. He added that Joshua confirmed he is receiving the best possible care in the hospital. The president also spoke with Joshua's mother, offering prayers and described her as being appreciative of the call. 2 members of the British-Nigerian 2-time unified world heavyweight boxing champion were killed in the auto crash that occurred at Makun along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Arise chief correspondent Tokunbo Oyetuji was at the scene of the accident where he spoke with an eyewitness.
By the time we arrived at the scene late Monday afternoon, the site has been cleared and the vehicles involved evacuated, but the shock and disbelief haven't gone away. This is the scene of the fatal auto crash involving heavyweight boxer Anthony Joshua, who was traveling alongside members of his entourage from Lagos down to Shagamu, just a few kilometers away from here, before the sport utility vehicle he was traveling in ran into a stationary truck parked here. Unfortunately, 2 members of his entourage lost their lives in that accident, and Anthony Joshua sustained what officials have described as a minor injury and is receiving medical attention at an undisclosed hospital. A fatal one it is that threw the entire area into panic for the better part of the day. We meet with some officials of the Ogun State Road Traffic Management Agency and some police personnel who confirmed to us off camera that investigation has been launched. Initial findings, according to different statements from the authorities, however, point to overspeeding and wrongful overtaking as the cause of the crash.
That is just the cause of what has happened, which obviously was preventable. All we saw was that those people were dead when they got there, so I took them to the morgue.
Sadiq Oloyede, a young welder in the Makun area where the accident occurred, is an eyewitness that captured some of the scenes on his mobile phone. He shows the pictures to me, some just too gory to be shown publicly. He corroborates the story of how the crash occurred.
All those road safety, immediately like 5 minutes, all those road safety, they just come outside.
The road safety people came like 5 minutes
after that, they come outside. Everybody, we see everybody. I don't know where they come from. So the motor is just from Lagos, but the motor just come eat that motorway they parking.
A joint statement by both the Ogun and Lagos state governments expresses regret over the incident, especially the 2 fatalities. It also confirms that AJ is in stable condition at an undisclosed Lagos hospital, from where we gather that arrangements are being concluded to fly him out to the United Kingdom for further medical check. The immense tragedy cast a deep shadow on this season, President Bola Tinubu writes in a sympathy message he pens over the incident on X, as he prays for speedy recovery for AJ and a repose for the souls of the departed. The unfortunate incident has also got many Nigerians talking about the nation's emergency response readiness, as no ambulance was immediately available for the critical emergency operation while it lasted. Tokunbo Oyetuji, Arise News, Lagos.
But your take on these stories, Rufai?
First, I'll start with the Joshua case. Our condolences, our commiserations, very sad one, because this is a man that's so passionate about Nigeria, loves Nigeria so much. I think the video done by the 2 deceased now, in fact, they were talking about the fact I think they had come in April, and they're coming the second time this year. And this just shows the passion Joshua has for Nigeria. I mean, there's a big squad of people supporting anytime he's fighting around the Shagam area and all of that. And he just had a fight against Jake Paul, which had a big payday. You remember the other day, Reuters was even analyzing the payday he had, coming back to the country then having this, which is sad. What do we know? The FRSC says that they got there within record time. So they said they got there within 3 minutes. I think the Eyewitness said 5 minutes. So I think getting them is not a problem. And what did they say? They were saying it was overspeeding. And the questions we should now ask is, why was there a stationary truck parked at that side of the road? Yeah. Was there any indication, like, what's it called, signal lights that a stationary truck or something to indicate that there was a stationary truck parked on the side of the road? And why was he parked on the side of the road in the first place? Secondly, the response. Yes, he got pulled out, but where are the accident and emergency? So if an accident happens on an highway now, what numbers are we to call for emergency? That we're going to get an ambulance? Because we will have thought that medical personnel should be the ones who have evacuated him. Because even if he had any injury, the way he was pulled out and put in a police van, then definitely more complications could have occurred. So the question we should ask is, where's our accident and emergency? Where's our ambulance services? Why didn't we get them to be there on time to be able to evacuate him rather than the police van? Not that we do not thank the police van for doing that. State governments have issued statements. The Lagos state government, Ogun state government, President Tinubu has called to get reassurances. They say it's in the Lagos hospital. And we're also having information that, probably I think you should seek better medical care abroad. But it's a very sad one. I just want to try to put myself in the shoes since this happened. There's something called survivor's guilt. He will face it for a while. Because what will go through Joshua's mind is, why my friends, why not me? And he's going to definitely face that for a while. I just hope he's able to surmount it. He needs definitely the best medical and psychological care. Yeah. It's just a sad one that this happened. We can just only pray for the repose of those souls, and we empathize with the family that lost their life. But the part we too should fix as a country, we should fix those areas. And traffic and all of that, the things we've said, stationary trucks on the road. Yeah, overspeeding too, we condemn the fact that people were overspeeding on that road. Yeah. Maybe we should also get speed cameras on the road to be able to enforce the speed limits. Yeah. Because there are actually speed limits on that highway. And the highway code talks about it.
100 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, 100 kilometers per hour. So,
for Anthony Joshua, we commiserate with Anthony Joshua and all the affected families. The two persons that died in that accident, they're also Nigerians. There's a guy called Ayodele. There's a guy called Shino Gami. So these are Nigerians who have who came home to go and be part of the dirty December that is growing and to be with our champion, Anthony Joshua. They died. Now, that is a very painful, tragic thing. And I agree with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has said that this is a shame on the situation. This is a blot on the December celebration. And that is exactly what it is. Because now, you could have many others who will say, dirty December in Nigeria, I don't want to go home. This was a December that attracted many Nigerians from all over the world. Even Anthony Joshua, out of patriotism, came home to come and celebrate with his kinsmen. And then this incident occurred in Makun. I think the area is called Makun. And then two of his colleagues died. Now, this is a country. We usually say Nigeria happens to people. But Mr. Fola Adeola, when we were having the 15th anniversary of in office, said no, we should desist from saying Nigeria happened. That it is Nigerians who happened to Nigerians. The man who was driving the car has now been accused by FRSC, the Federal Road Safety Commission, of overspeeding, of reckless driving. And so that's not Nigeria. That is Nigerians happening to Nigerians. And I think that all of us should, take the responsibility that for us to survive in this country, whether you are a big man or you are a struggling man, should look out for each other. The other issue is about road safety, because the FRSC didn't put that in their statement. Why should any vehicle be stationary on the road? Why is there no speed limit? 2-3 years ago, they said they were going to put speed limit notices on the roads, on the federal roads of Nigeria. We have not seen those federal roads. And now this is our superstar, Anthony Joshua, who recently beat Jake Paul to a pulp. And then he comes home to relax after that triumph. that fetched him $93 million. Well, Rochu Sudiri told us he got, at the end of the day, $43 million. Whatever. And then he comes home to celebrate Christmas in his own country, and then he faces this. So I think it's also, at that level, embarrassing to Nigeria.